Imagine this. What if a single glance could tell a story of utter heartbreak? Or just a flick of the wrist could summon a god? Today, we're diving headfirst into the absolutely profound world of Indian classical dance. It's an art form where every single movement is a word, every gesture a sentence, in a story that's been told for centuries.
So that's the big question, isn't it? How can pure movement, just the body, convey something as complex as love or rage or even divine intervention? That's what we're going to unpack. You'll see that this art form is so much less about just steps and so much more about speaking a really sophisticated and ancient language. And when I say ancient, I really mean it. Get this. The earliest hints of these dance traditions are found in sculptures from the Harappan civilization. That means for over 2,000 years, these poses have been frozen in time. We're not just talking history here. We're talking about millennia. Okay, so if we're going to understand these incredible stories, we first have to learn the rules of the language, the grammar, if you will. The foundation for literally all of it is this monumental ancient text called the Natya Shastra. You can think of it as the original source code, the operating system for all Indian performing arts. It's so important, so revered, that it's often called the fifth Veda, putting it right up there with the most sacred Hindu scriptures. So according to the Natya Shastra, all of creation, and by extension, all of dance, is powered by this constant conversation between two fundamental cosmic energies. And this breaks it down perfectly. You've got these two sides of the same coin. On one hand, you have Tandava, that's the masculine, powerful, rhythmic energy. And on the other, you have its counterpart, Lasya, which is feminine, lyrical, and full of grace and emotion. Every single performance you see is this dynamic dance between these two forces. Okay, so we've got these two core energies, but how do they go from just being raw feeling to an actual coherent story? Well, it all happens in layers. It starts with the base layer, nritta. This is pure abstract dance, just beautiful movement for its own sake. Then you add the next layer, nritya. Now, those same movements start to convey moods and feelings. And finally, you get to the top layer, natya, and that's where it becomes full-blown drama, a complete story with characters and plot. But what specific emotions are the dancers trying to communicate? Well, the tradition actually codifies them into 9 essential states of being, a kind of emotional palette. And here they are. These are called the navarasas, the 9 core emotions. But here's the amazing part. The goal of a performer isn't just to act out love or anger. It's to make the audience actually feel it. It's like a direct transmission of emotion, right from the stage into your heart. So how in the world did they get so precise with these emotions? They use mudras. Think of them as the vocabulary of this language. With 108 of these fundamental hand gestures, dancers can create words and sentences to describe, well, pretty much anything, from a lotus flower blooming to a fierce battle between gods. Now that we've got the basic grammar down, let's look at a few distinct dialects. Some of the specific classical dance forms that use all these elements in their own totally unique ways. First up is probably the one you've heard of, Bharanatyam. It's one of the oldest forms, and people often call it the fire dance. And honestly, that's the perfect description. The movements are sharp, they're precise, and they're just bursting with this incredible dynamic energy, just like a dancing flame. A Bharatanatyam performance isn't just made up on the spot. It follows this very precise traditional structure. As you can see, it starts with a simple invocation, and then it builds and builds through stages of increasing complexity. It's a true test of a dancer's skill in both pure dance and pure expression, all leading up to this vibrant, rhythmic finale. Okay, so if Bharatanatyam is a controlled, precise fire, we're now moving to a full-on theatrical explosion. Kathakali is less of a dance and more of a total dance drama. You have performers in these larger-than-life, unbelievable costumes, embodying gods and demons straight out of ancient epics. It's huge. And get this, the makeup itself is a secret code. You don't even have to know the story to figure out who's who. Green, that's your noble, divine hero. Black is for the wicked, evil characters. Red can mean royalty, but it can also signal evil. The colors instantly tell you who you're rooting for. And finally, let's look at Odissi. This one is just pure lyrical grace. If the others were fire and drama, think of this one as flowing water. Its signature is this incredibly fluid, almost serpentine movement of the torso. It creates these poses that are so sculptural, they look like they were literally lifted right off the walls of ancient temples. And at its heart, Odissi is built around two foundational postures. First is the chauk, this very stable, masculine, almost square-like stance. And then you have the tribhanga. This is that classic, quintessentially feminine pose where the body curves in three places, creating this beautiful, gentle S shape. So all of this brings up a really important question. How on earth have these incredibly complex, detailed art forms survived for thousands of years to still be here in the 21st century? The answer, the secret, lies in something called the Guru Shishya Parampar. This is the sacred, unbroken tradition of passing knowledge directly from teacher, the guru, to the student, the shishya. And we're not just talking about lessons. This is a deep, personal mentorship that has been the lifeline of these arts for centuries. It's a human chain that ensures nothing gets lost to time. But even that sacred tradition almost wasn't enough. In the early 20th century, because of huge social and political changes, many of these dances came to the very brink of extinction. They were almost lost forever. It took the absolutely tireless work of these visionaries